So, good day, everyone. Sorry, I'm arrived a little bit in a rush. Today, my intervention will be based on a simple observation. Two regions, two strengths, and a shared challenge of food security. I will try to show you that by combining data sensors, artificial intelligence, and share, sorry, how it works? Okay. Yeah, and share standards. I'll try to see you how we can build, let's say, a common language between producers, logisticians, regulators, buyers, and what could be the result as a fully traceable food corridor between Africa and GCC, capable of delivering on time, capable of delivery on the right level of quality with measurable impact, and transforming value chain into real investable assets. Here are the two regions that we are talking about. So Africa and GCC are facing mirror obstacles that when aligned strategically can create an unprecedented opportunity. Africa possesses the vast arable land, abundant water resources, and young workforce. And yet, strategies that struggle with production gaps and infrastructure deficits and market volatility. And the GCC on the other side brings capital depth, logistic expertise, and advanced technology, but face also a critical constraint from limited agricultural land and scarce water. So this asymmetry is not a barrier. It is a foundation for a transformational partnership built on transparency, shared standards, and mutual benefit. I will take the example of rice, which is one of the major food consumers of the world. Sub-Saharan Africa imports almost 19 million of rice. I'm coming from Senegal, where we import every year 1.3 million of rice. And this offer, and I saw, if you look at GCC, they import 3.2 million of rice. So this offers a clear demonstration of what a corridor, agronomic, Sub-Saharan Africa, and between Sub-Saharan Africa and GCC can certainly solve. And if we can link these two countries. Let's go deeper into this to understand why it is not working on the African side. On the African side, the situation is, I would say, simple and a bit sad. Because if you look at the total credit allocated by banks in the agricultural credit, in Sub-Saharan Africa, for the agricultural sector, is less than 4% of the total credit allocated by bank. When the credit is allocated, you have less than 75% of the credit which arrive on time, which is granted on time to this farm, to the agricultural sector, and less than 2% of it, which is installed on time. Why are we facing such a situation? It's because on one side, the traditional approach, the legacy model, is based on the individual risk analysis. They ask for the farmer, do you have, or the small and medium enterprises, do you have records, do you have a P&L, do you have guarantees, a system which is not really designed to finance a value chain. And the good thing is that now with the technology, with all the solutions that we have on the table, which are already used in several countries, we can move to this legacy model, to a new model, a new paradigm. What is the question that we are addressing? Again, is to shift for this model where some important variables are not considered by the bank, whether it is about the climate, whether it is about the potential of production of the individual land, whether it is about the potential, the capacity of the farmers within the value chain. So this individual approach is not really adapted to finance efficiently agriculture. What we are doing, and this is where we are coming with our new model accelerant, is instead of asking, is the farmer is able or the SME is able to reimburse the credit, we ask us, can the project succeed? Can the project, can be the operation of the project is measurable? Can the project is improvable? And when you are talking about the project, we are talking about the value chain, from the production to the supply, to the final buyer. Which factors can ensure that this value chain can work or fail? So we are shifting from an individual analysis of the credit, the unpredictable credit of the individual or the small value chain of the small and medium enterprise. We are shifting to a system where we manage the risk of an operational project, which is the entire value chain. And how does this work? It relies on 3 pillars, which are presented here. 3 integrated pillars which are working together to transform the agricultural value chain from opaque and fragmented systems into transparent, coordinated, and investable assets. Each pillar addresses a specific failure, point in the traditional model, and together, working together, they create an end-to-end viability, and control system. The first pillar is precision mapping. Precision mapping that means that in this pillar, every actor and his assets are clearly known, and the capacity of production within the value chain is known. And that is, when we are talking about smaller farmers, is the capacity that we have to analyze the capacity of each farmer, but more precisely at the granular level, which is the level of the individual field of this farmer, its capacity to produce, its asset to produce. And we go deeper into that. And this is possible by using technology like satellite imagery, IoT, artificial intelligence, and presence on the ground, which help us to understand exactly what is the capacity of each actor. We do that for the farmer, but it is done for every actor into the value chain. And that gives us capacity to generate a complete dashboard of the potential of the project, which is the value chain, the capacity of the value chain to produce during the cropping season. The second pillar is a coordinated value chain in which every actor works together and are committed to deliver the project. I give a very simple example. I have a buyer who is looking for 10,000 tons of rice, paddy rice, to produce 6,000 tons of white rice. Then we go upstream and we have the farmers and they are ready to produce for that. And this is coordinated through a value chain in which platforms in which every actor is agreed to be controlled and to be monitored in this activity during the value chain. And this value chain, this platform, brings value to each individual actor, helps him to improve his core business performances, and also lubricate his transaction within the value chain, during the project, and with other actors into the value chain. So this second component is purely digitally driven, and it is a key element, the second key element of this corridor. And the second one is a very important one, is the capacity to monitor in a real time how the value chain works, how actors are clearly coordinated along all the steps of this production chain, value chain production, from the land preparation to the growth of the crop, to the harvest, and finally to the post-harvest, including the transformation of the final product. And this is something which is very important. And you can set up on this basis triggers that help you to be alert in case of any failure along the process of production in this value chain. But production is not enough. I mean, it's not only the things that we are looking for. We want to build a trusted corridor which requires more than only finance. It demands scientific, right, social responsibility, and environmental stewardship. So science-based agronomy ensures practices are sustainable and yield continuing, not extractive. Open data protocols create useful transparency that enables continuous improvement and build ecosystem. Trust regularity compliance meets both origins and destination market requirements, ensuring that products more fully address borders. Social impact also is measured and managed into this system, social inclusion, in our capacity also to address the need of the poorest into the value chain, the smallest into the value chain, as well as the needs of the highest one, in the largest one into the value chain. This system, we are currently, and it's ready to do that, we are currently connecting into the UAE system. Having the Africa capacity production in the cloud, establishing a mechanism, data exchange layer between the two regions, connecting into the food tech capacity in UAE, to the AI hubs and to the Agritech hubs in this region, standardize all the communication process, having quality standard protocols exchanged between the both regions, and be capable to develop a system in which we can set up an ecosystem which can address the needs of a global food security system based on the experience of this region. We are building this corridor. This corridor is, as is presented here, securing that the food security in all the value chain works on 4 principles. On track, which means that we have a complete traceability of the system from the market demand to the production phase and vice versa. On specs, that means that we are addressing the issue of quality, food safety, and we have proof that are documented by the data generated into the platform. On time, with all the logistics, we are coming from Senegal. I'm coming from Senegal, where we are lucky because we already have DP World, which is installed in Senegal, which manages the port in Dakar. So the logistic also is very important to address. And on value, as I mentioned previously, it's not only about food, it's also a bit about to create social value, environmental value, ethical value. We are now working on this corridor, and what it will do is really to have both address the food sovereignty of Africa by supporting the development of performant value chains capable to address the local needs, but also capable to address the needs of a supply chain and ensure the diversity of supply chain of the GCC country. That is something that could be achieved. We made a proposal 80, 50, 20% between the two regions. It could be less, it can be more, but the principle of investing in making food value chain, investing, linking Africa and GCC to this corridor is something which is already on track right now. So again, I will conclude here by these last words on the importance of having the system in place. Again, I try to show with this presentation that we can transform this asymmetry into an alliance between the two regions and how the technologies that we have in our hands can help us to address that. It's not about charity. It's really about business. It's how we can create value at scale and develop a model, a system, which can today linking Africa to GCC, but also linking UAE to the rest of the world by addressing this food security issue that is globally concerning globally each of us. Thank you very much.